Second Friday, part 44 of 50. And it's been months since we were last out because of Governor Sisolak's stay home for Nevada. But we are back, and this month we are at Circa, and I believe there is a very special guest this month. Wife Camper, can you tell us more?
Hello, I'm Zoe, not Wife Camper, by the way, and this is JK Russ, and welcome to
Zoe.
Second Friday. It's absolutely fantastic to have you here, because you actually have art here as well, which we are going to go and see later, so incredibly excited. And I just thought we'd take advantage and ask you a few questions about Las Vegas and its relationship with art, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So obviously we've had the pandemic. It's something that we can't ignore, and I'm sure it hit you hard like it did all artists and all of our interactions with each other. But what I was wondering was, before, Vegas was doing an incredible job using art, displaying art for us all to enjoy as a way of kind of bringing the city into the next phase. And I just wondered, has the pandemic stopped that? Is it changing towards being a more sports-based city? How do you think art might be used, or has the focus been lost?
I think that's a very good question, and certainly Las Vegas and art has always seemed to be a bit of a roller coaster ride, right? There's definitely been highs and lows, but I do kind of feel that we are perhaps still in a dip, right, at the moment. I'm not sure generally how much optimism there is as to whether going forward, you know, the arts are going to get more of a focus here, and that people are going to recognise that, you know, you can come to Las Vegas and have an interesting art experience. It's always going to be different though, right, than LA art experience, New York art experience, but I do think there are things here. I do think there are you know, corporations, individuals who are definitely, you know, really keen to support that happening. But to be honest, I think it's a little early to say yet how that's going to pan out going forward post-pandemic, right? Yeah, it has been tough, but then Las Vegas also seems to bounce back, right, in interesting ways, and that does seem to be happening. I mean, Circa Hotel, right? Great example. That,
Yes,
you know,
sitting in a brand new hotel.
Pandemic, brand new hotel. That was pretty courageous, right? And,
Yeah.
And they have dedicated themselves. Well, I know we're going to go and look, but you know, like just even restoring the Vegas Vicky, you know, neon sign, right, and making that forefront for people to enjoy again. I mean, to me, that's a really positive.
Which sort of leads me on, because whilst that's a vintage piece and it's been restored and it looks fantastic, what's your relationship with Circa? You've got a piece here. How do you think Circa, and maybe even, I don't know if you know what's happening at Resorts World, but Circa in particular, how has it treated its artists? How have you got on? Is there something that could have been done better? I know it's an interesting relationship with, you know, business and art, but how do you think that's worked for yourself and other artists?
I think the artists are still perhaps a little bit, you know, in the background here, but you know, that's really kind of fine as well, because it shouldn't necessarily be about the personalities, right? It should be about the actual works themselves. So I think, you know, Circa has you know, done a lot of things like that really well. You know, they brought in a curatorial team, right?
Okay.
You know, approached the artists, you know, people who knew the artists here in Las Vegas, and so that was reassuring.
Yes.
To start with, right? And you know, pretty much gave us quite a bit of freedom. Just said that they were wanting to also, you know, focus on the history here and the vintage feel, and I guess Vegas Vicky is definitely part of that. But for the artists to kind of, you know, focus on that with the works that they created for Circa, so that was fun. You know, they gave you just a general theme, but then let you kind of have fun with it.
So there was quite a bit of freedom in what you did, and I'm really excited about going to see it, which is on our next step actually. So I'm going to hand back. Thank you, and we will look forward to seeing your work in about an hour's time. Brilliant, thank you.
Second Friday, we're next.